If you guys are interested in being a member, then click the join button down below to check out the available perks. The first tier is only $1. Thank you to those of you who choose to join. What's up mod squad, MOB back with another Division 2 build breakdown video. Before we get into today's video, I just want to talk about one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to the Division 2 build videos on YouTube. That pet peeve being the constant repost of all red DPS builds, a build that has been around for the last 5 to 6 title updates. Reposting that build with a memento, a weapon change or talent change doesn't make it a new build. And saying that this weapon shreds and then running an all red DPS build is the stupidest thing you could put in a video. So in this build video today, we are going to make a version of the all red DPS build that's new, better and combats the biggest issue with the all red DPS build. That issue being the lack of survivability. Today's build is going to hit for 550k crits to the body and have great self healing, dealing with the lack of survivability these all red DPS builds have. This will allow us to play a little bit more aggressive and not have to rely on or worry about the use of armor kits. And also, this is a build without a shield, so don't forget to smash that like button, as I know you guys hate those shields. Now, although this build has got survivability, you need to keep the same playstyle. Play from distance, use cover, and don't try face tanking. As like I said in my tribal build video, the heals are strong, but no amount of healing will save such a low armor build from being shredded. You also have the choice with this build to have stronger heals without having to spec into a load of yellow cores. Instead, you can gain those cores from the weapon talent Future Perfect, which pairs very nicely with this build as it requires you to get kills in order to gain skill tiers. This is a high damage build, so getting those kills to gain those skill tiers is no problem. Future Perfect also isn't a must-have talent when using this build, as the heals without the added talent are still very strong. The mindset behind this build was to find ways to gain strong incoming repair heals without having to sacrifice too much weapon or crit damage, finding a good balance between high damage and good survivability, which I feel I found, as this build with all buffs active hits for 550k plus crits to the body and has strong heals thanks to the combination of incoming repairs, skill tiers and the Artificer Hive. Now that I spoke a little bit about this build and showcased a little bit of what it's capable of, let's get into the build breakdown. Right guys, starting the build breakdown with the Specialization, we are using the Technician. We're using this because we get the 1 skill tier. We also get 10% extra healing. You can choose between healing and damage. You want to use healing for this build. And we also get extra damage towards drones and skill proxies. And finally, we also get access to the Artificer Hive, which is a very important part to this build. That's why we're using this Specialization. With that said, let's move on to the primary weapon. We are using the FAL, probably the hardest hitting AR in the game at 127.6k base damage on this build, 650 RPM with 40 in a magazine. We have 14.4% assault rifle damage, 15% health damage and 10% damage to targets out of cover. And the talent we are using is Killer. Killing an enemy with a critical hit grants plus 40% critical hit damage for 10 seconds. This is a very high crit chance crit damage build, so this talent fits in perfectly. You could also have this version of the weapon and you can have Future Perfect, so it's up to you whether you want to go for the more damage or stronger healing. So Future Perfect weapon kills grant plus 1 skill tier for 15 seconds, stacks up to 3 times, so we can gain 3 extra skill tiers and overcharge. So that's 3 extra skill tiers on top of the 3 that we already have, so you'll have tier 6 healing plus overcharge as well. Sometimes the overcharge does have a cooldown of 90 seconds. Looking at the attachments on my first weapon though, pretty much crit chance across the board. This is a weapon you're going to use from a distance, so we had the C79 scope so we can zoom in. That gives us 5% critical hit chance. We had the magazine giving us the extra 20 rounds. We have 5% crit chance on a laser pointer and 5% crit chance from the muzzle. When it comes to my secondary, again, all the same attachments, so we'll run through those quick. And that's pretty much it when it comes to the primary weapons and the talents you want to use. So getting into the actual build pieces now, our mask is a Richter and Kaiser mask, giving us 20% incoming repairs. Very important to the build. Having incoming repairs from a brand set like this stops you having to spec into skill tiers. So we get the 20%, we get the 1 skill tier from this piece, 12% critical hit damage and 5.5% critical hit chance. We have 19.8% incoming repairs via a mod. Moving on to our chest piece. And this is where the talent can vary. It's up to you. You can use Obliterate or Spotter. I find Obliterate seems to hit harder, and it's just a talent that I favor. Moving on to our holster now, we have the Sesko holster giving us 10% critical hit chance. We have 15% weapon damage, 12% critical hit damage, and 4.6% crit chance. A few of you have been in my comments asking how I'm getting such good pieces of gear. I've just been solo farming Legendary with a few directives on, the Legendary Summit, and I'm getting pretty good drops, to be totally honest, even when farming solo, and getting quite a good amount of gear. So for those of you who want to farm for good pieces, try Legendary Summit solo. looking at the memento, we have the 50% weapon damage, max armor, 1 skill tier, and we have 18% incoming repairs. Kill confirmed. What's really important on this build is your long-term buff, giving us the 30% skill efficiency. That's going to really help our heals. Also, running through trophies does boost our damage by a good 25%. As you can see, 5% for each red. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Missing out on that last one. This is not an all red build. It's a version of it, a better version of it. Moving on to our gloves now. We have the Fenris gloves, giving us 10% assault rifle damage. We have 50% weapon damage, 5.4% critical hit chance, and 12% critical hit damage. And finally, the meta knee pads, the bursting slot. We have 15% weapon damage, 8% damage to targets out of cover, and 12% critical hit damage on the Fox Prayer knee pads. Moving on to our skills now. So looking at the mods on the Artificer side, we have 9% stem efficiency. I'm not sure how that applies. I'm not sure even if it does apply. I've not found a mod that does anything to the stats on the Artificer Hive so far. My second mod is the 10% range, again, because I'm not finding anything that really affects the stats on here. You guys can let me know in the comment section below. And then I have the 10% duration, which is probably the only thing that gives this hive a buff. Looking at the Chem Launcher, we had the 6.8% heal, and then we finally have the 1 extra ammo. I believe we get 6 in total. If you guys can get all the buffs or use Future Perfect, I believe you can get up to 9 of them. And that is pretty much it for the build, guys. We're going to go through the stat sheet. I'm not going to talk through it. I'm going to leave you guys with it. Don't forget to smash that like button to help the channel grow. Leave a comment down below in the comment section, and I'll reply like I always do. Enjoy the gameplay that I leave you, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Mob Squad.
Hostile detected. Vital signs critical.
Give that asshole what they deserve. Cover me while I go around.
This armor's ready for recycling!
Hostile broadcast picked up.
Leave that one to me.